What's up, gamers? Preston Dollinger from the EA Sports MMA dev team here to teach you the advanced stand-up strategies for EA Sports MMA. There are 4 key areas to master in a fight: range, counters, kicks, and stamina. First off, make sure when you begin your fight, spend a moment to find yours and his range. Work slowly towards your opponent, use quick jabs to see where the range is. Leg kicks can also be an effective way to find your range. When fighting an aggressive opponent, try to stay just outside of their range. If they continue to strike out of range, attempt a well-timed strike when they are punching frantically. When facing a fighter who likes to use kicks, working the range game can be an effective way to get a takedown. Finally, let your opponent chase you. Striking out of range is a good way to let them burn all of their stamina. Once they are gassed, you can move in for your opportunity and they will struggle to deny your takedowns. The final aspect to range has to do with positioning inside the ring. Try and back your opponent against the ring, as this will limit their mobility and help you control their movement. The basics of counter-striking is to strike your opponent while they are mid-strike, and be careful not to strike carelessly. Also, it is very important to mix up your tactics as to not be predictable. Understand, every action has a risk and reward. Some strikes such as the overhand, Superman punch, and flying knee have knockout power. However, attempting one of these strikes leaves you very vulnerable to a devastating strike. Understanding your opponent and their tendencies will help you know how and when to counter. One way to capitalize on this is to scout your opponents. If you weren't aware, every gamer's last 5 fights are viewable online. So watch the fight replays and try to look for things that you did wrong during the fight. It's also a great idea to see what the best fighters in the world are doing. So select the fighter from the top of the leaderboards and watch their last 5 fights. You never know what you're going to learn. Kicks can be targeted to all 3 major areas of the body, to your opponent's legs, body, and head. The most powerful kick comes from the back leg. When using back leg kicks, make sure you are inside your opponent's range. If you don't when you miss a kick, your momentum will swing you all the way around and leave you susceptible to a takedown. If your opponent attempts a takedown while your back is to him, you will not be able to deny the takedown. One effective tactic is to use kicks to your opponent's body to work down their stamina. However, kicks to the body can be caught by your opponent, so be careful. Teeps or side kicks can be used to slow an aggressive opponent and keep range. When being rushed by your opponent, throw a teep kick to push them back and keep control of the range game. Kicks to the head have knockout potential. Kicks to the body can work stamina and help manage range, but kicks to the legs can also be very effective. Working down your opponent's leg health will take away their speed and power. Last but not least, manage your stamina. The main way people lose stamina while standing is from being hit in the body and from throwing strikes. A well-timed parry can stop your opponent's body strikes in their tracks. You can also dash out of their range to get yourself some clearance. Also, throwing a high number of successive strikes will result in your fighter being gassed. When this happens, your fighter will throw slower strikes and may be more susceptible to clinch and takedown attempts. It's a ton of info, but if you can master these advanced strategies in the stand-up, you will find your opponent lying on the mat. I'm Preston Dollinger from the EA Sports MMA dev team. We'll see you next time.